that our government was supposed to be run by. We have a great candidate for governor here who is preaching national sovereignty, and we've lost that. We've lost state sovereignty. As committed Republicans and conservatives, we need to take our country back. So that's why I'm running for state representative, and I would appreciate your support.
David Brumbaugh, State Representative, District 76. All right, last but not least, he wants to be the governor. Please welcome, that's even better. Well, I'm not done yet, Randy. Mr. Randy Brogdon.
Thank you, Elvis. You know what? Clay Clark was right. I'm standing here looking at not such a silent majority today. You know, we have the right ideas and the right views that will continue to propel this nation and move it forward. But let me tell you something. It has been mentioned several times today already. There are a lot of things that are plaguing this nation, whether it's the bailouts, whether it's the stimulus package. It all revolves around our freedom. We are losing our freedom today, ladies and gentlemen. But let me tell you, this last election cycle, we heard about change. We want to change this and hope for that and change to this. Well, I'm calling for something entirely different today. Many of you have heard me say this before. I am calling for restoration. Our founding fathers had a great idea 230 years ago. And I want to see the faithful values of our founding fathers. The values of limited, efficient, effective government. Individual liberty. Personal moral responsibility. I want those reestablished and restored in this nation and in this state. I live in Owasso. Born in Ardmore, raised in Tulsa, and I currently live in Owasso. And my district knows who I am. It's interesting to know today that yesterday, the Daily Oklahoman had an editorial on the governor's race, and I wasn't mentioned. They talked about the top 3 candidates. Folks, let me tell you something. I want to give you a word of encouragement about my race just for a moment, and I want to let you know this race has nothing to do about me. It has everything to do about you and your future and your freedom. As of today, I have had over 1,100 people that have gone to my website and clicked the button to join the team. Volunteer to help me. Now that is unprecedented. You're going to see a campaign, a grassroots campaign from me like you've never seen in the state of Oklahoma. And we will be a well-funded campaign if I can have your help and if I can have your support. And I'm going to ask you to do something important today. I'm going to ask you to come to my table, sign up to be a part of the Brogdon team. See, folks, this is a campaign for liberty. It is important that we restore what is our God-given rights of life, of liberty, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Right. Let me just close by telling you this. I want to give you a real clear indication of who I am. I am someone who has great expectations for you. I'm someone who has high hopes and a vision for the future of Oklahoma. And my vision is that of restoration. I want to take us back to the future. I want to make sure that this nation is restored. Make sure that our freedom stays founded. Ronald Reagan said that it is our destiny and it is our duty to pass freedom on to the next generation. Folks, it's our duty today. We must stand in the gap for our kids and for their future. That's right. And I want to ask you sincerely, if you haven't done it yet today, if you've not come to my website, randybrogdon.com, I'm asking you to contribute to the cause of freedom. You can do that at home, or you can do it right over here at my table. And I want to say God bless you and thank you for rallying today for the cause of freedom and liberty. God bless you.
All right. We've got some questions that you wrote down on these cards. We didn't get to all of them because of time restraints, so we'll start with Randy Brogdon. What would you do different from the current administration?
Everything. You know, I'm going to promise two things through the course of my campaign. I'm going to promise you two things. I'm unlike most politicians. I'm going to promise that I will always tell you the truth. You may not like it. It may not fit your personal agenda. It may go against what you think politically. But I promise you I will always tell you the truth. I will always do this as well. I will do everything within my power to preserve and protect your freedom, like I just got through talking about. This administration has not done that. This administration, 3 weeks ago, vetoed my 10th Amendment resolution. You would think if there was one person in the state of Oklahoma that would appreciate the 10th Amendment, states' rights, it would be the governor. Folks, let me tell you what, leadership matters. So my administration will be about freedom, the expansion of freedom, and the limitation of government. And that is sorely different than what this administration is all about.
Thank you, Randy. All right, Mr. Clark, what would you do different from the current administration? Same question.
First point here, folks, I want to kind of outline our agenda. The first thing is I think it's ridiculous that we've taken 8 years now to fix these roads. I think you guys might remember the commercial. If not, you can go on YouTube. I promise you 200 police officers. I promise to fix your roads. And for some reason, apparently, in order to fix the roads, to connect them and to hire those police officers, we had to move into a glass palace first. I don't know, apparently that was part of the master plan. You have to move into there before you can finish the roads or something. It's somehow related, I'm not sure. So that's one radical difference. I wouldn't be moving into a glass house. 2 is I would actually look at cutting spending rather than increasing it. 3 is I think that every time we raise taxes at all, we decrease freedom. And so I would make sure in this city that I will do everything possible to make sure that I would run the local city government the way I would appreciate it if I was a small business owner, because I have been a small business owner for the past 12 years. So I want to get government out of the way so you guys can run your business. The third practical thing I would do is I really want to make Tulsa pro-business and easy to get a permit. It shouldn't take a signed petition from Moses, Abraham, and Kathy Taylor to get a sign for your business. You shouldn't have to do that. So I want to make sure that that's a little bit more streamlined. Maybe it could just be, you talk to a few people, and maybe they can tell you, within a week or two, not 2 or 3 months. So ladies and gentlemen, look forward to efficient government. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Clark. Mr. Brumbaugh, what character traits do you have that make you qualified to hold elected office?
Well, first of all, I am somebody who doesn't vote or do things that are politically expedient. We have lost our way with biblical principles in the way we do and conduct our business. We have a country now that is in debt now at unprecedented rates. We owe $2 million to the Chinese. Proverbs 22:7 says, the borrower becomes a servant to the lender. And what we've done in this country is we have taxed and spent ourselves to death. I am a fiscal conservative, and I will make sure that every dollar that you spend is a public trust. It's a public trust. Your public money is a public trust, and I will endeavor to make sure that it's spent correctly and not $1 is wasted. Number 2, I will always lead with integrity. I think we have such a problem in elected office today, especially in the state house and federal government. People go up there and they tell you they're conservatives, but they're rhinos, aren't they? Yeah. And they go up there and they lose their way. I wonder if they ever had their way. And what we need to do is we need to return those principles back to our government, and I'll do that.
Thank you very much. Mr. Brogdon, would you support states' rights in regard to illegal immigration?
Would I support states' rights in regard to illegal immigration? No, I support states' rights based on the rule of law.